What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease, and today our show is What Are You Proving with Being Right? And before we go to our show, I just wanted to share that I am a medical doctor. If you're first time in my show, if you're watching, listening later on, live, doesn't matter, I actually have been a medical doctor for many years. And that's kind of like inspired my show. Because how much of your life are you trying to prove that you're right? How is it working for you? Has it created ease or joy or happiness? So let us explore all of that, because right now I'm being certified facilitator with Access Consciousness, Teacher of Akashic Records, founder of school. I have many hats. And believe me, throughout my life, I've tried, and I would say multiple times, either succeeded or failed to prove my rightness. But what if there is another way, another choice? Because right now I teach classes around the world and the private sessions with people, kind of facilitating consciousness, facilitating different way of looking at things, including the rightness, the right choice. Instead, what if we could choose ease, joy, and or happiness? What if it's just right or wrong is just a choice? Because I actually, before the show, I looked up what does it mean to when we say right. Mr. Google knows a lot of things, including that. So what I found on the question, what do we mean by a right? It's a quality such as adherence to duty and obedience. And together it's also constitute the ideal of moral propriety or merit, moral approval. Something which one has just a claim to, power, privilege. There is so many ways the word right has been used. People's rights, equality rights, you name it, there is like right and wrong. Also, in the old time, like we have a right hand and a left hand. And what's interesting, I remember when I was growing up in Russia, they thought that the left hand was evil because it wasn't right. It's considered kind of like almost like a demonic. So if the person was left-handed, they made sure that he would write with the right hand. They would force people to write with the right hand. And all of that is kind of like, really, right hand, left hand, and yet we're trying to prove the rightness of our point of view a lot of times. There was a funny thing when I was in Ukraine a few years ago, well, way before the war started. I was facilitating classes there, and I went to a market to get some gifts. And there were sacks with writing on them. Instead of left, right and left, it said right and wrong. And it was so funny. What if we could look at our points of view the same way? Okay, this is right, this is wrong, right, left, who cares? But no, we attach so much significance. People go to war for the rightness of their point of view. And when the war is raging, it's always somebody is right, somebody is wrong, and they're killing each other for that. Is that worth it? Like, look at human life. And is it worth killing over the rightness of the point of view? Again, I use the word right. Because we're so entrained in the rightness and the wrongness. The importance of being right and never being wrong. A lot of times what I found, people avoid being wrong by not doing something because they're afraid to make a mistake. And what does that create in their lives? I remember saying in Russian, there was, I grew up in Russia, by the way. I left when I was a kid, well, teenager to be exact. I was 17, right off the high school. And in Russia, there was a saying, the only person that doesn't make mistakes is the one that does nothing. And look at the people around us. If you look at people who have lots of money, who are pretty much in, some of them are in power, some of them are not, but look at them. Are they always right? Or they made so many mistakes? They've been so many times wrong. It's not even funny sometimes. But they are not discouraged by that. They are moving forward no matter what. If they're right, if they're wrong, because all of that is just a judgment. And we talk at length about judgment in my past shows, or kind of like in the previous shows, I would say, not past. Because past, present, and future are totally, again, a judgment and construct, because time is actually a construct, it's not real. So I'm just wondering how those, okay, I'm not going to go there. Because it's like, seriously, past, present, and future simultaneously, quantum mechanics, nah, not for this show. Because we have to be right. We have to prove we have a right point of view. What if we are either? I don't care if I'm right and wrong right now. I'm at the point where, okay, you want to make me wrong? Fine. I'm wrong. If you're upset with me, cool. How can I make up for the damage done or not? Because number one, we cannot hurt anyone unless they allow that hurt, unless they judge it as hurt, unless they try to prove they're right in their judgment. And we are wrong for hurting them, and we're at fault. All of that, oh my God. Even talking about that is exhausting. Seriously. No, not serious. Because serious is, again, part of that significance and importance. What if we can just laugh at things? Oh, you're wrong. Oh, you're right. There is actually a class called Laughing Yoga, where it's part of the class just to laugh. What if we just laugh? There are like so many cliches in Russian. They're probably the same in English, but one of them was uh, 10 minutes of laughter equals to 1 kilogram of carrots. I don't know why carrots, I have no clue. And it even sounds funny, but because carrots probably have a lot of vitamin A, and laughter creates a lot of healing. So what if we just allow ourselves to laugh, including at ourselves? What if it's just as simple as like, oh, looking at the mirror and, oh, my hair is funny today. Fine. I'll just laugh at my hair. I maybe smile at my hair. I maybe smile at my eyes. Maybe I smile at my hands. Oh, look at that. That actually reminds me when my daughter was growing up, and I don't remember the age. I used to do this, kind of like playing with the finger. If you're not watching me, I'm doing my index finger, not the third finger. If you're wondering, this is an index finger. And I would just make kind of like a hook and play with that. And she would start laughing uncontrollably. It's just so amazing to watch kids laugh at anything. What if we choose that in our lives? What if we laugh at everything, no matter how serious it is? Yeah, we might upset some people. And you know what? At this moment, I don't give a fuck. Why? Because when I'm laughing, I'm creating joy in the world, and that creates more consciousness. That creates a different reality for a lot of people, including me. So I don't give a fuck about those people who are trying to prove that I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. Cool. What does that create? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for creating more ease, joy, and glory in the world, more consciousness, more awareness, not seriousness, not rightness of the point of view, not kind of like killing each other. You cannot kill somebody with laughter. You can heal somebody with laughter, but you cannot kill them. Well, even if they die from laughter, that's still a good death. Let me tell you, I would totally take laughing death than crying death. And it's time for our first break in the show. When we return, we'll talk more about right and wrong, proving or not proving, laughter, joy, ease. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, Join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease on Inspired Choices Network. And today our show topic is, what are you proving with being right? In the first part of the show, we were talking about laughter, like not making anything serious instead of trying to prove you're right, you're wrong, and not making mistakes. And we kind of touched on death, because death is very serious business. Either it's in the war or in with infections like COVID. You have to be very serious, right? Maybe not. I remember saying by Mark Twain, I love him. He was a very conscious writer. And in one of his books, he said, he actually asked the question, why do we laugh at birth and cry at the funerals? And the answer was, because it's not our birth and not our funeral. Yeah, because he laughed at everything. He literally could take any subject and make it funny. If you look at his books, some of them sound very serious, and actually some of them are now forbidden in schools, in American schools, like Huckleberry Finn. Apparently it's too racial. And again, too racial. It's about being right. One culture, one ethnicity, one, or wronging another, or making another right. And if I'm upsetting somebody, I apologize ahead of time, because I pretty much try to upset everyone, so we can actually trigger something that we can clear. Because any points of view, any judgments are a stopper to consciousness. Any judgments we have, right or wrong, creates those gates that are closed, or actually not even gates, walls of separation. How much of separation have we created between color, between race, between religions, between sexual orientation, between even inside the sexual orientation, even inside the cultures. Even take the Jewish culture, which is kind of a religion, but then there is a separation between Orthodox Jews, Reformed, conservative. Then there is a different separation between different Orthodox groups. We are one. We are that ocean, with each one of us being the drops. And yet, we try to separate each drop. What would that create for the ocean if each drop would separate? Can a fish survive in just one individual drops? Or can we swim in each individual drops? No. The ocean is just an ocean. It doesn't have a point of view. One drop is not wrong, even if it's on the left side. And the river on the left side is not wrong from the river on the right side. It's just a river or a lake. So what if we, all of us, each one of us, chose to be those drops and not separate from each other? Because you'll say, yeah, but I have the skin, I have this body, I have this. Yeah, about that. Our bodies are not just this physical, what we see. Our bodies include energetic bodies that we have, like our aura like energetic body, and they go out sometimes a few feet to a few kilometers or miles out. We have our awareness a few miles and sometimes even more, unless we're very contracted. I love doing expansion exercise, and you can download it from my website at any time. It's free. It will put you on my email list. If you don't desire to be on my email list, just unsubscribe. I usually don't send spams. It's once a month. Just overview of what's going on, new tools, new videos, podcasts, blogs that maybe you can use as tools in your life and maybe change something that's not working. Because for me, that's the purpose of this podcast, the emails, anything I do is about inviting people to different possibilities. Because that's what counts. If all of us are happy, what will that create in the world? Okay, let's reverse it. If people are unhappy, what happens in the world? You wake up. What do you sense? Because a lot of us and all of us are psychics. Some of us are more psychic than others, but we all perceive the world around us. When you walk in the room, you absolutely, with a certainty, know when the person is upset, especially with you, or they're happy, or they are crying, or they're depressed, angry, doesn't matter. We are aware. How? Because our awareness goes much more than the skin. We are not skin deep. We are like all over. When you're in the nature, how many of you are happy? Just by being alone in the nature, it's like total calmness, total peace, total kind of like joy, quiet joy, maybe not like that ecstatic joy that you see and feel in the clubs, like in the bars, with alcohol, drugs. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about quiet joy where it's like everything is wonderful. Because in nature never lies. Nature doesn't have right and wrong. Nature doesn't have depression. Have you ever seen a bird not singing because it woke up from the wrong foot? No, the birds are like, hi, I'm here. I'm ready to sing. The sun is shining. It's raining. It's gloomy. I'm going to sing no matter what. And yet when we wake up, a lot of times it's not even us. A lot of times it's a perception of other people who are depressed, perception of other people who are angry, who are sick, who are maybe dying, or desire to die and not dying. How many you know live in like absolute suffering, and no matter what you do, they're still choosing suffering. And that's not the wrongness. Just allow yourself to be with that without judgment. What would that create? What if you laugh? Well, maybe not in their face, but inside, oh, they're suffering. Cool. It's fun for them. Okay, some of you are hating me right now. Cool. And that's okay. What if by you not buying into their suffering, into the rightness of their suffering, they now will choose something different? Because think of yourself. If you're suffering, let's say, pocket pot, and by the way, pocket pot is point of creation, point of destruction. It's a clearing statement. in a short, you can look at the website, theclearingstatement.com. There is a beautiful video with Dr. Dane and Simone Melesses, and you can find out more about that. That's an amazing tool, by the way. But I'm talking about, let's say, remember, like maybe years ago, you had pain. And if people kind of like sympathize with you, you felt even worse probably. But what if people either ignored it or started distracting you with funny jokes? And sometimes the pain would disappear. Because one of the ways of getting people out of their suffering, instead of sitting in their cesspool of suffering, is to distract them with laughter. Tell them a joke. Some of them might not buy that, and they are in there proving the rightness of their suffering. That's okay. You might say, yeah, that suffering is real bad, and yeah, I agree. If I had something like that, I probably would have killed myself. And believe me, immediately they say, oh, no, that's not that bad. This is another way of getting them out of the suffering. But not buying into their suffering. No matter how right that suffering is, no matter how right their hurt is, no matter how much they feel bad about whatever happened, whatever didn't happen, it's just a choice. Everything in our life we choose for some reason or another, or maybe no reason at all. But as soon as we go into the rightness of our choice, that's when we do not have a possibility of change, because we don't see that possibility behind the wall of judgment, behind the wall of the rightness, behind the wall of I'm suffering. There is no question there. The only way to change the situation is to see what else is possible. What can I change here? How does it get any better than that? With all of that, it allows us to see the possibilities, and then we can choose something different. When we are in our conclusion, nothing that different than the conclusion can come even close to our universe, because there is a wall there. And this time it's our second break of the show. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Magic and abundance are everywhere. What if you could tap into abundance and start creating your life with complete and total ease? Working with Dr. Helen Gitlevich will give you exactly that, total ease in creating abundance in your life. Dr. Gitlevich creates classes all over the world, both in person and online. She works with you to create abundance with your money, with your body, with your relationships, with all areas of your life with total ease. Connect with Dr. Helen Gitlevich at creatingabundancewithease.com. Her contribution in your world will be a noticeable gift in a very short period of time.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease on Inspired Choices Network. And today our show is, what are you proving with being right? In the first two parts, if you missed it, we were talking about laughter as an antidote to the rightness or wrongness. We talked about wrong being or left being evil. And in the second part, we were talking about not being serious. I looked at the synonyms and antonyms for the word right. And it's so funny because some of them are interesting. When you look at word related to right, some of them are just angelic, pure, spotless, uncorrupted, blameless. But is that actually true? A lot of that being right is all a perception, because there is no right and wrong. There is not even true. It's all in the eye of, like truth is in the eye of the beholder. We talk about it. It depends on what point of view you have. That's the right point of view for you. So if you're standing on the right, anything on the left will be wrong or opposite to you. But there is no opposites. Like if you look on the colors of the rainbow, is there any right color? Is there any wrong color? But some people will say, oh, this is the wrong color for here. Like I just did remodeling of my house, and I've heard so many things. Oh, this is the wrong floor. You have to change the floor because it's the wrong color. It doesn't match. That matching, that proper, that decorous, proper, is all in the eye of the person. We went to pick a couch with my daughter yesterday because with remodeling, we would like to update some of the furniture, especially with the couch being totally destroyed by the cats. Bella loves, and you probably in some of my shows, you've seen Bella trying to scratch or trying to kind of like jump. And she's still a kitten, so she likes to scratch stuff. So between her and my dog that passed away a few years ago, the couch was totally destroyed, so we let it go. And when we looked at the couches, she liked one, I liked the other, and which one is right? But we tried to prove to each other, well, not us, but some people will try to prove to each other, oh, no, this is the best one. This is the best one. No. This is the right choice. This is the right choice. And they go into fighting. And we talked in the first part about people going to war for their points of view, trying to prove their rightness. Stop. That's my kind of like pet peeve. Stop fighting. Because anytime when we fight for or against, we create resistance, we create separation, we create something that's not allowing us to be in that space of oneness. Let's do our expansion exercise. And as I said in the second part, you can download a variation on that on my website, creatingabundancewithease.com. And you can see it in the show description. You'll see the website and you can click on it. It's signing up for email list. You'll get a free meditation. So just relax. Allow yourself to kind of like totally be present with your body. Oh, that's another thing. And we'll talk after the meditation about how we made our body wrong and how we try to prove our rightness against the body. So just relax. Allow yourself to literally feel your body, because body feels. Put your feet firmly on the ground. If you're sitting, if you're laying down, just feel your body laying on the bed. If you're walking, don't close your eyes if you're driving or operating heavy machinery, because you don't want to close your eyes. And just, or if you're with a small child, just allow yourself to go inside. Take a deep breath from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. And from the tips of your toes all the way to the top of your head. And pull the energy of the universe into your body, through your head, through your body, and allow it to go into the ground, into our planet, into Earth, and pull energy from Earth through your body, through your heart, and allow it to exit through your head. Mix your energies in the heart and allow it to expand. Maybe drop your barriers. Make sure you don't have any barriers when you're expanding. Expand all directions. Front, back, left, right, top, bottom, just like a sphere. Go maybe a mile or kilometer, 10 miles, 10 kilometers, 100 miles, 100 kilometers, 1,000 miles, 10,000, 100,000. Just allow yourself to expand bigger than our planet and allow yourself to connect with the planet. And just ask, what would it take for me to let go of the right and wrong today? And just because Earth, our planet, doesn't have any points of view about right and wrong. Just allow it to be. And just ask from the planet, what Earth is willing to give to you? And what are you willing to receive? With no point of view of right or wrong. And ask yourself, what are you willing to give to the planet? And what Earth is willing to receive from you? Just allow yourself to be in that space of gifting and receiving with our planet. Just allow yourself to be present with any resistance that you might have of receiving or gifting. Any resistance you have to letting go of the right and wrong. Any alignment and agreement with something that's right, something is wrong. Because when we align and agree or resist and react, that thing is not going to move. It's like pulling the rope, that tug of war game. When you're pulling the rope, if you pull on one side, you're still pulling it. If you're pulling it right, pulling it left, you're still pulling it. The only way is to let it go. But oh, wait, you're not willing to lose. How many of you are in that fight of winning? Because this is this reality about winning and losing. What if there are no winners or losers? It always reminds me of War Games, which is an old movie. I think it was movies in the 80s with Matthew Broderick, and I don't remember who was the girl, but it was about a boy hacking into Pentagon computer and thinking that he was playing war games on a big computer instead of actually playing with nuclear warheads. And the computer went through the whole simulation, and there was no winners, there was no losers. It was just a devastation. And the conclusion, LSTD, Matthew Broderick and LSTD. And the conclusion was there was no winners in that game. How about a nice game of chess? So what if we don't have to play games of this reality to win or lose? What if we just be here to be happy? How much more would that create? How much less trauma and drama you would have in your life? And how much more free time would you have and free energy when you're not fighting? It's time for our third and final break of the show. And we'll talk a little bit more what's next when we return. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome forward, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease on Inspired Choices Network. And today our show topic is, what are you proving with being right? And it's kind of our last segment of the show. I just want to remind you, if you're just joining us, we've been talking about proving your point of view, fighting for the rightness, wars, devastation based on that. And in the third part, we did a meditation, kind of like expansion, to actually sense oneness instead of separation. Just want to remind you that next week, this is the show every week on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time and 12 o'clock Eastern Time. You can find out what time in your area by going to, I guess, event planner or Just don't Google. And next week, same place, same time, we'll have a show in Russian. Что вы пытаетесь доказать? What are you trying to prove? And also, this weekend, I'll have 3-day body class in Chicago area, in Buffalo Grove, which is amazing to get out of the rightness and wrongness with your body. And we'll talk in a second about that. And also next week, I'm going to Rome, Italy. I'm so excited, so excited. So finally, after 2 years of over 2 years of being pretty much away from Italy because of all the COVID constraints. And I will be doing Bars Foundation and 3-day body class in Rome in the next 2 weeks, starting on August 5th, and some introductory classes on the 4th. I just wonder how much we can create with bars. If you've never experienced bars, oh my God, because most of the tools I'm talking about is Access Consciousness or Akashic Records, and Access Consciousness is bars, which is 32 points on the head when lightly touched, pretty much decompress your psyche, get rid of depression, or at least 85% of depression and anxieties, as the last study showed. And it removes the stress, heals. There is so many things. We say after the bar session, maybe it's like having a massage, or your life can change. Believe me, my life has changed after my first bars class. That's why I facilitated even 10 years later, more than 10 years later. I've been doing that for 10 years, facilitating classes around the world. You can always contact me through website, Creating Abundance with Ease, accessconsciousness.com. I have 2 websites. It's a page on Access Consciousness as a facilitator. I believe it's accessconsciousness.com/Helen_Gitlevich. And also you can Facebook message, Instagram message, privately, WhatsApp, Telegram. There is so many ways of contacting me. And just show up at the classes. You're always welcome. Well, not the big classes, because we will need ahead notice, because all of those classes, Bars Foundation and 3-day body class, requires the manuals, the massage tables, a lot of things to prepare for you if you show up. So, and again, that's not about rightness and wrongness. If you show up, we'll make it work. It's going to be in Rome, very close to Villa Borghese. I can't wait just to sit there under the trees and listen to music. Hopefully that is still going on. So what we can create with the world if we do not choose proving right and wrong, and especially with the body. That's what I kind of hinted in the third part before we started meditation. Because how much have we made our body wrong? Body is amazing, conscious being, just like we are. It's a physical being. It has instinct. It communicates in energy. So when we feed body, when we eat, and I said feed our body, basically when we eat something that's not healthy or not, well, healthy is still a judgment, but something that our body might not easily digest, that's when we get nauseous, throwing up, farting, belching, and then we judge our body. Oh, body is sick. No, body is not sick. Body is just telling you, stupid being, that was not good. That was something that might not be of benefit. And in those classes, we actually learn how to communicate with the body and how ask body, what would you like to eat? Body, what would you like to drink? Who would you like to have sex with? And who you would not like to have sex? Who would create more for us? Who would not? Which job will create more? Which coach will actually create more for the body? This is about bodies. We live in physical reality, physical environment, but no, we're trying to prove our rightness with, oh, this is the right nutrition. This is the right exercise. This is what's good for the body. Excuse me? No. If body wants M&M, probably it needs sugar, and it will get it any way, shape, or form necessary. It doesn't have to be M&M. It can be fruit. But body tells you, I need sugar. When you're looking at the candy and you're salivating, you might choose a fruit. That's fine, but keep something sugary. Maybe a packet of sugar. By the way, packet of sugar, brown sugar, will not harm you. Or if it looks at potato chips, it might just need salt again. You can give it in a different form, maybe just a few granules of salt. Ask your body. And we have only 3 minutes left in the show. I just want to remind you about classes, about taking care of you, about letting you choose for you, not against another person, because that's another topic. And we'll talk probably next time, because a lot of times we choose against somebody just to prove our point of view, just to prove that we are right, even if it's not something for our benefit. Just allow yourself to know what is that will create more for you. Allow yourself to know that you know much more than you think, but yet we are looking at experts, at educators, including me. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. Always, if it feels light for you, then it's probably true for you. If it feels heavy, it's probably not. It's probably a lie. And if you don't know what light and heavy is, you can listen to other podcasts that we have in archive. I have, I think, over 150 shows by now. And I talked about light and heavy in a lot of them, or just go to one of the classes, as I said, Bars Foundation and 3-Day Body Class, where we explore introductory classes, and you can find them on the website under Access Consciousness classes. It will get you to the actual schedule. And don't get discouraged. Don't judge yourself wrong if you actually try to prove yourself right, and then you caught yourself and you're like, oh, okay, so what can I choose now? And again, what can I choose now? Choice in 10 seconds. Choice in 5 seconds if needed. Just choose, and don't choose right and wrong. Choose what works for you. Love you all, and I'll see you next week. Or you'll hear me next week, same place, same time, in Russian. If you don't understand Russian, that's fine. It's all about energy. Mwah.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.